Hey everybody, so I know I've talked about Bollinger Bands before, but I just wanted to talk a little bit more in depth about them. So the times that I like to use Bollinger Bands is when I see some pretty serious price action where I feel like we're either overbought or oversold. So to look at the Bollinger Bands, we're going to go to Indicators and we're going to click on BOLL. And Bollinger Bands consist of three parts. And you can see this in the upper left corner. It says basis band, upper band, and lower band. So the upper band is this right here, this top side. Lower band is this right here. And the basis band is this blue line right here. And this blue line is also the same thing as the 20-day moving average. And I'll go ahead and prove that to you. So right here, if I put my cursor right here, you can see that the 20-day moving average and the basis band are both 856.21. So now we're going to remove the moving averages. And I'm going to explain what the upper band and what the lower band is. So the upper band is actually two standard deviations away from the mean, which is the basis band. And the basis band right here is 856.21, and the upper band is 976.15. So the way that we could calculate the standard deviation is just by subtracting the two. So I'm going to type in 976.15. Then we're going to subtract that from the basis band, which is 856.21. So now we know that two standard deviations is 119.94. And then what we can do is we could divide that by 2. And then we see that one standard deviation is about 60 points. So at the highest point, I'm going to zoom in right here. We see that our highest point today was 1,040 and 70 cents. So what we can do here is we could do 1,040.7, and then we could subtract that from our basis band, minus 856.21. That's 184.49. And then we can divide this by 60. So here we see that we're about 3 standard deviations away from the 20-day moving average. So to me, this is pretty overbought. And you can even see that we're even peaking above the Bollinger Bands here. Kind of show you when we do peak out of the Bollinger Bands, like see right here, you can see these sell-offs every now and then. You see it right here and right here, right here, right here as well. So if you see the pattern, when we get overbought like this, you generally have a sell-off where it cools down a little bit. So this would not be an area where I would want to be buying Tesla, just because we saw here, we actually calculated it. We're 3 standard deviations away. And the way that we actually calculate standard deviation is that it's actually the square root of variance. And variance, the way that variance is calculated is that it involves these individual points that are subtracted from the mean and squared. So if you do want to look at the variance formula, I'll just put it in Google, give it a type and whatever. But that's basically the idea there. So I hope that helped you with standard deviation and Bollinger Bands. And hopefully you'll realize that this is pretty overbought. And you could use this strategy in other stocks as well. So hope this was helpful, and have a great one, you guys.